Hello, I'm Callum. My colleagues are Sheldon, Xiao, Kainan, Haosun, Jishen, and Jules. This is the Sprint Review 1 for the Motion Input Exercises app. There are two main aspects to our project, the admin app and the user app. The admin app allows for a physician to create a new exercise, which will be stored in our custom file format. Once an exercise has been created, the user can open it in their app and start doing an exercise, and the app should give feedback based on the data in the file. At the start of the project, we split our team into two, so that we could work on both of these apps in parallel. To handle the project, 3 Trello boards were made, one for each team and one for general tasks. We have a meeting every week to catch up and make sure that we're all on the same page. This acts as our stand-up, and as well as this we have regular meetings where we do pair programming on tasks from our team.
We use Kiwi library as the front end for the admin app. When opening the app, the user can either select to create a new timeline or edit an existing one. When editing a timeline, user can add new exercise and change the order of the exercise. When adding new exercise, user will need to provide a video link to the exercise and press a record button. The user will be taken to a screen where there will be a countdown, and the app will automatically record the user's gesture. User can select the type of exercise and which index to focus on. The app will handle the rest of calculation and store the results into a JSON file.
The GUI will aid the user to create a new timeline or select from existing timelines so that they can edit said timelines. We have considered UI and UX design principles while designing the UI to aid the creation of user-friendly and easy-to-navigate user interfaces, as this will determine how well the users will interact with the app. As soon as a new timeline is created, a JSON file will also be created, and this JSON file will contain a link to the video of the exercise and the order of the exercise.
We have combined media pipe with the GUI. Users are allowed to record gestures by clicking the button. When recording gestures, the coordinates of indexes will be returned, and users can select several indexes to specify a specific exercise. Basic tracking functionality for different types of exercise has been completed. The program can track different scenarios. For example, it can determine whether two bones are parallel, whether an index is above another index, and can calculate the distance between indexes. The editor currently allows tracking the position of a single joint, the angle of 3 joints, whether a joint is above another joint, whether two sets of joints are parallel, and the distance between joints.
For the user app, initially, we decided to start prototyping one in Python as we had no experience with Android development. MediaPipe tutorials required writing the program in Python and building the project using Bazel. Writing demos in Python is much faster and allows for quick verification of the viability of some designs. It also allowed for closer development with the group on the admin panel side. Working in the same language makes it easier to implement and debug. We finished the demo in the second week and have spent the last few weeks porting the code to the final Android build. The demo implements most of the basic functionality from the original design, including receiving JSON files in a specific format to get movement data, tracking and accounting for boxing movement by determining the angle of the skeleton joints, and it also makes the Android side of development much easier, as only the syntax need to be changed, considering the logic sync is already done. This has saved us time, as compiling and running MediaPipe code on the Android device is much more difficult than using Python on the desktop.
I will now introduce the Android build part of our project. So to start working on the Android build, we first look at MediaPipe for Android, which relied on Bazel to build the project. However, this created many difficulties at the early stage of the development. Because traditionally, Android projects are developed using Android Studio, which runs across all platforms, installs all the necessary dependencies, and sets up the development environment automatically. But with the native MediaPipe library for Android, we had to develop on Ubuntu virtual machines and manually configure every parameter, which was frustrating and cumbersome at the very beginning of the development. In week 3, one of our teammates, Xiao, has discovered MLKit, which is a variant of MediaPipe that supports development on Android Studio. And after switching to MLKit, the speed of development improved significantly, because Android Studio took care of all the nitty-gritty details of configuration, and thus we can focus solely on writing code. Currently, we have successfully ported some body tracking functionalities from our Python prototype and are furthering our development upon that.
There are a few different features currently available in the prototype that are planned to be ported into the Android build, such as the verticality, which checks if a joint is above another, the parallel bonds, which checks if two bonds are parallel, and the joint distances, which checks if two joints are far enough apart. We need a menu screen that allows the user to start a routine rather than the app starting and going right into the exercise. We also need ability for video playback. This will allow the users to be shown an exercise tutorial before they're asked to do movements. The videos will be uploaded to YouTube and played into a video player in our app. The URL for the videos is stored in the gesture file.
We do have a demonstration. What we will be showing is the progress of the user app. What we have ready is a file that is made for a punching motion. It will try to detect when the hand is up and ready to punch, when the hand is out, and then when the hand is back in after the punch. There will be a gesture count, which is the amount of times the gesture has been repeated, and underneath that there will be a small prompt to tell the user what to do. Of course, these are all very, very rudimentary and will change and look a lot nicer as we progress with the app. So it looks as such. There is the progress, the number of gestures that are done, and then underneath is the prompt for what you need to do. So right now it's saying that the angle is too small, it wants me to punch out, so I'll punch out. Saying it's too big, punch in, punch out, punch in, and every time that number is going up. So that concludes our sprint review. Thank you for watching, and if you want to check out the repositories, they are as follows.